Hello everyone. So for those who don't know me, my name is Aditya, and in this particular video we'll be learning about relative filtering in Tableau. So what does relative filtering means is like we need to filter the data using the time period, like the year, month and quarter. So we'll see how to build those calculation like year to date, month to date and quarter to date, how to do that. And we'll be also seeing like how to compare 2 years data. Like suppose if our visualization is there and we have 4 year data and we only want to compare the current year and the previous year which the user is selecting. So that also we'll be deep diving into, and we'll be also working upon creating one more parameter, that is like the maximum date or the today's date. The data should change according to the visualization. So there is a lot to unpack in this particular video, so see you soon in the video. To a Superstore dataset and connect your order sheet to the Tableau interface, and then what we can do is we can go to sheet 1, and what we want to see is we want to see weekly sales, right? So what we can do is we can just drag this order date to the column shelf and just select week here and click on OK. So now it is showing weekly data continuous, right? Axis it is produced because this is the green pill. So now what I want is I want to see the sales value, right? So what I can do is I can just drag the measure sales into the row shelf, right? So now it is showing the like all the years sale it is showing from 2018 to 2021, right? So now what I want is I want to separate it by year, like I want to see for each year, right? So what I can do is I can just click on this order date and create a new field, that is the custom date we are calculating. So in this particular case what we are doing is we are calculating the year, so it will like the date part of year. So all the years that are present like 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, so these 4 years will be stored in this order date years. So click on OK. So once it is done, you can just drag this order date to the mark shelf, right? So now you can see like what in Tableau what is happening is like it is starting from this 2018, and this is the December 2017, and it is ending to December 2018, right? And same for this case, this is starting from December 2018 and ending in December 2019, right? So all the years are segregated, but what we want is we want to show all the years in the same axis, right? So why we want all the years in same axis? Because what we want to do is let me just show you presentation. So what we want to do is so basically what we want is we want to show all the years together. Why? Because we want to compare the sales, right? Like suppose this is 2017 year, okay, and this is 2018, and this is suppose 2021, right? So if we are getting all the line graph in one axis and with all the like from starting point and end point are same, so then we can compare the result, right? And after that what we want to do is we want to find the cumulative sum. We want to do the running total, like what is the cumulative sales that each year have made, right? So now let us try to see how to do that. So in this particular case what we can do is we have to create one new date field, right? So what we can do is first I'm creating one calculation field, so that I'm giving as maximum date. So I'm using fixed level of detail expression. So what I can give is mix maximum or data, right? So this is also known as scope level LOD, a fix so we are using a fixed level of detail expression, maximum order date, and click on OK. So what it will give is it will give me the final last order date value, right? So this will be 2021. So let me just show you. If I drag it to text, so you can see 2021 here have been pop up, right? So it is showing 2021, so our calculation is right. So now what I want to do is I want to rename it as normalize order date, okay. So what I am doing is I am calibrating my x-axis, right, to normal to the maximum order date. So now what I want is I want to use the function make date. So in the make date function what I want is I want to use the year for the maximum order date that we have calculated, right? just Control Z, maximum order date, comma, then month of normal order date, comma, and the day of order date, close. Okay, and again close. Okay, so here what I have done is, like, I have calculated the maximum order date. So maximum order date will be 2021, right? And what I am doing is I am creating a new date field that takes the max year from the maximum date. So maximum date is 2021 in 2021 year, right? So it will take the year as 2021. So it will provide us an axis with the 2021 year axis, and the month will be from the order date, like the common months, or all the months it will capture, and the day also it will capture, right? So once I click on OK, and I just replace this normalized order date with the week one, and just like the week normalized date, and click on OK. Perfect. So now you can see, like, we are getting closer to a point, right? So in this, like, we can see all the years together. So what we can do is we can just reduce the size so we can see a little better. Okay, it's okay. So now what I want is I want to change this x-axis. Like, I don't want to see the year 2021 because we know it is maximum, but like you can see, like, these are different graphs which are shown by color, right? So it is not necessary to show the year in the axis field. So what we can do is we can just go to default properties and go to date format and just select the date. Like suppose I'm selecting this date, and what we can do is we can go to custom and we can just remove the year from this field, and I just want to show the 3 months, like Jan, JAN, yeah, FEB. Okay, and click on OK. So now you can see, like, it is showing proper, right? Perfect. So now what I want is I don't want to see the individual sum, like I don't want to see the yearly, I want to see the running sum. Like I want to add the value day by day, so we can get the cumulative sum. So what we can do is we can just click on this drop down and add a quick table calculation running total. Perfect. So now you can see, like this. So now we have got the running sum of all the years, right? So it is calculating and adding all the values from the previous year, right? So now what we want to do is we want to check first, like, all the last data same. So in this particular case it is same, but in the most of the scenario it might be the same, so we have to give one condition. So I'm just writing here, so in range. So suppose if you're working in any other data set and you have the 2019, you have only data till January, then you have to restrict the data, like then you have to compare all the year till 2019 so that your analysis is perfect, right? So in range what we want to do is I want to use date part, and I want to see the day of year, okay, and the start of the week date field. So what I want to do is I want to give the order date close and less than equal to date part day of the year, comma, maximum order date that we have calculated. Okay, so now just let me show you what does date part function do. So those are new to it. So what does date part function do is, like, if we give date part and if we give this month and if we give the date field, so it was in this particular example the month is 4, so it will give us that value. So in this particular case what we are doing is we are doing the date part day of the year of the order date, so it will give us the how many days are there in our order date and what is the maximum order date. So if it is less than equal to this maximum order date, then it is fine, then like we have all the data till the same day, and if it is not a scenario then it will limit the data if we have any year which is having like less data. So just click on OK, and we can drag this in range to the filter shelf and click on true, apply. Okay, so you can see like no change have been there because all the dates you have seen, like it is still December 26, that's why it is not worked. But if any of the year like has the value till, like suppose November 7, so this filter might have given a result till November 7 for all the years. So that's why we have given this condition. So now what I want to do is I want to give a filter, year filter, like suppose like if person select 2019, so it should compare 2019 and the previous year like 2018, and if some user select 2021, then it should show the comparison between 2021 and 2020, so the main year you are selecting and the previous year. Okay, so in that particular case, what we are going to do is first we need to create a parameter, right? So just create a parameter, choose year to compare. Okay, and then what I want is I want it to be an integer, right? And I want it to be a range, and I want it to be set values from order date years. Perfect. So it is selecting minimum 2018 to 2021. Click on OK and just show the parameter. So now you can see like the parameter is there, but like it is not working, right? Because we need to wire it up with the help of calculated field, right? So what we can do is just create one calculated field and just give it a year in range. Okay, and then what I want to do here is order date in year equal to choose year to compare, or just copy the same order date in year, choose year to compare -1, like one previous. Click on OK and just drag it to filter shelf and click on true and click on apply. Click on OK. So now you can see once I am selecting 2020, so it is showing 2 years data, one prior year, 2021 2 years data, 2019 2 years data, and if I select 2018, so it will show only 1 year because 2017 data is not available, right? So now we are getting closer to a result. So now this is perfect. So now what I want is I want the user to select the two things, like either the maximum order date or today's date he want to compare the data with. Okay, so what we can do is we can just go to our basic calculation that we have made for maximum date. So before going to that, let us just create a parameter. So what I want is I want the user to select the date field. Okay, and I want to give it a string. I want to give it a list. Okay, so what I want is I'm giving maximum date. Okay, if the user want to select the maximum date, he can do that, or if you want to compare it from today's date, then he can give today. Okay, so just I'm doing one capital so that it will be okay. Okay, perfect. Click on OK and just show the parameter maximum date and today's date, right? So as if now it is not functioning because like we have not wired it up. So what we can do is we can just go back to our maximum date calculation, and in this particular case what we can do is we can just give one simple case statement. So case our parameter choose date. So when the user select maximum date, make sure like the spelling you are writing here should be same as the parameter that you have given. So when we are writing maximum date, then capital, then I want this function, right, that we have already calculated, Control X, Control V, and when the user select today, then I want to use the today function. So if you are familiar with Excel, you know like there's a today function which calculated today's date. So click on end and click on OK. So now what will happen is, like suppose if I select the maximum date, so maximum it is till December, so it is showing all the trends of the graph till December. But if I select the today's date, so we are in July month, right? So it will restrict the data till July. So once I click on today, so now you can see it is till July, right? So this is what we want to achieve in this particular case. So now what I want is, now we want the final step. So the final step is like we want the year to date, month to date and quarter to date to happen in this particular visualization, right? So what we can do is we can create one parameter, and what we want to do is choose duration the user want to select, right? And then we can go to string and give a select and just give small year and just change the display as I want to display as year to date in the parameter, month to date, right? And then quarter to date. Okay, perfect. So click on OK and just show the parameter. So now you can see year to date, month to date and quarter to date. So now what I want is I want the visualization to change according to this. So year to date means like if I'm selecting year to date, so that means like from January 1st the financial year start. So from January 1st till today's date, so it will be year to date. And month to date will be like, if it is month to date, then it will be like 1st July to 20th July, what is the data. And if it's like the quarter, then you have to see like which quarter it is falling. So like January, February, March, first quarter, then March, April, May, second quarter, then June, July, third quarter. So from June 1 to June 20 the data will show if I select quarter to date. Okay, so calculated the parameter. So what we want to do is we want to just see the first day in range, right? First date in range. So what I can do is I can just write DateTrunc function, and in the DateTrunc function what we can do is we want to give the duration, right? So the parameter that we have created, choose duration. Okay, so just select the parameter. So in the choose duration, you might remember like we've given year, quarter and date, so that will give us year to date, quarter to date and month to date, right? And what I want to do is I want to select the date field as maximum date. So according to the maximum date, like if the user select the maximum date or the today's date, so according to that, like it will truncate the data and will give us the result like the first date, right? So in the DateTrunc function, let me just show you the function. So in the DateTrunc, like suppose if I have given quarter and I've given 8th, so 8th is August, so August quarter start from July, so that's why it is given one day before. Okay, so now what I want to do is choose duration maximum date, so this will not come under inverted comma. So now our calculation is valid and it will give us the time field also. So what we can do is just give the date field here, date function here. Let's click on OK. So now first day in range have been ready, right? So now what I want to do is I want to select the day of year, like which day, like the start date, like there are 65 days, right? So day I want to calculate, so that will day of year, and I want to give as a start date. Okay, so what I can do is I can just use date part function, and the date part function I can mention day of year, and what I want is I want to see the from first date in range, right, that we have calculated earlier. So just click on OK. So and just drag it to dimension. So this will be our start date. So now what I want to do is I want to calculate the end date, right? So end date, what we want to do is, so end date will be giving us the maximum date. So if you select the today's or maximum date, so according to that it will give us the day of the year. So just click on OK. So now both the calculation have been done, right? So now what I want to do is I want to filter the data, like what I want to show the day range, right? So basically what I can give it a duration, within duration or within range, I can give within duration range, duration range. So what I can do is I can just give it as within duration. So now what will happen is, like suppose I give date part, day of the year and comma order date. So from the order date we are calculating, so like if it is greater than equal to the start date that we have calculated. What happened here is date part, day of year, comma day of year start date, bracket close. So some calculation error is there. greater than equal to this, and just copy the same thing, it is less than equal to the maximum date, like the end date, end day, like day, basically like day of the year we are calculating, right? So just drag this here to here and just write same formula, date part, day of year, comma, bracket close. So now it is showing some error. Okay, so why it is showing error is because like the day of the year we have already calculated and we are again doing date part. Okay, so that was my mistake. So basically like we have already calculated the day of the year here, right? Like we were using make date function, so we don't need to do here. So what we can do directly, we can give the field that we have calculated, right? Just remove this large bracket, so now it should be perfect. So just click on OK and just drag this within duration to the filter shelf and just give it to true. So now what will happen is year to date means basically what has happened is, so in the year to date function you can see like we have given the maximum date, so maximum date is December, so that's why here it's given from January, like financial start. And if we give month to date, so this is December month, so it will start from December to December, so it is only giving from December, right? Perfect. So if I select quarter, so then it will give from September, right? So this is working fine. So now what I want to do is, suppose if I change this to today's date, so then year to date will be same and month to date will change from July and quarter to date will also be same, right? Perfect. So now our calculation is working fine. So now we have successfully derived year to date, month to date, quarter to date functions, like formula, like how to do calculation. And we have also calculated a parameter that dynamically compare 2 years data, and the user can also select the date from today's date and the maximum date, right? So if you're following me from a longer period of time and you haven't subscribed to the channel, then do subscribe it, as it helped me a lot. And thank you for watching this video, and I hope you learned something from it. So see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.